Hello, and welcome to Galactic Requiem. As always, I'm your host, Casimir Basilius, Imperial Lord. And, well, it's Solo Dice Day. So, without further ado, let's begin. There we are. So, last time, our adventurer found themselves, well, in a bit of a predicament, pinned down by quite a lot of people, with quite a lot of weapons. Luckily, we can probably solve this. We've been here for the last while and made very little progress, not because of gameplay as much as just we've been busy. So let's make some progress and hopefully get out of this terrible situation we find ourselves in. I am being overly cautious, admittedly. We are in heavy combat armor. We could probably take quite a few hits and be fine. But the goal of Galactic Requiem is to not get hit. Crazy, right? So, I suppose this is a very slight tangent, but Galactic Requiem, rather lethal. For the most part. Like, if you're not in armor, exceptionally lethal. Luckily, we are in armor, but still, there's a chance that their rounds could penetrate our armor. But they have weapons that do 2d8, 2d10. They could penetrate our DR10 armor, especially if they use bursts and the like. And getting hit is, well, it's, if you've seen what happens to enemies when we hit them and the wounds that get applied, then you know, hopefully, that the same applies to us. The same absolutely applies to us. So getting hit is something you really want to avoid at all costs. Well, really depends. If we were in powered armor, we wouldn't have to worry about this. But that's expensive, and people generally don't like if you wander around the city in powered armor. So, our mercenary adventurer, Yulana Aldous, will, let's see, we're for the most part getting shot at. One person is, what's their state? They have a marker. I believe they have to solve something before they can act. Okay, let's see. Do we actually want to help the people in the building that are paying us? We don't actually know who they are. We got some sort of off the fly contract with them. It's not even really a contract as much as we saw something going down, asked the local corporation, well, the security forces that are here, if they would hire us. They said no, so we decided to work with the people in the building. We have no real, I mean, they offered us 5,000 bucks. So is 5,000 bucks worth it? Hmm. I'm half tempted. Is that something we are even allowed to do? So, the way Galactic Requiem runs, as I said, you don't want to get hit, but it's also a very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a very tactical system. One moment. Thinking in tactics can win the day. Thinking in tactics can often win the day. Sometimes risk is important, but tactics are always, well, usually more important than risk. Usually. Sometimes you have to take risks in your tactics, but being bold can be dangerous. There are different ways to play Galactic Requiem. Not only in I want to run a shop, or I want to manage a nation, or I want to do a political campaign where it's all talking, or I want to do an espionage campaign. It's more than just that in a sense of even in direct combat, there are different feels, different modes, different variants that can be applied from both the GM perspective and the player perspective. And the question is basically what I'm thinking is, are there any special, um, what's the word we're looking for? It's written down in our file. It'll be a moment. That's the problem with loading a several hundred pages of point .6 font in Google Docs. It gets upset and it doesn't like loading. In short, there are several basically world states. We'll just go with that for wording, because I don't have it open yet. There are several world states we can apply that give either us and enemies benefits and drawbacks. There are also there is also a system we can apply. What the? Come on. Don't explode. Sorry, we had a little technical hiccup there. Probably something to do with FTL fluctuations. My apologies. Anyway, I was saying several world states we could apply, and we could also apply the heroic runes system, I think it's called. What is it called officially? Yeah, heroic runes system, which is just this fun little more high level. I say high level, but sort of system that basically allows you to get all sorts of nifty little bonuses and drawbacks. Mostly bonuses, sometimes drawbacks, that basically make it a bit more. They encourage risk. Let's put it that way. You literally gain heroic runes, or these little shards, basically, these little cards. You gain them from taking risk. Well, and you regain them easy. You do something somewhat risky, you gain an upgrade to your cards, basically. And then you play the cards to get bonuses, and you just basically build up and throw them down, so you don't want to necessarily keep them because you can regain them relatively easily. And this just this neat little way to do more actiony oriented for more, more heroic and cinematic style things. It's not like you can't do heroic and cinematic without them. You definitely can. You definitely can. It's just, as noted, Galactic Requiem very lethal, very unforgiving. These make it a little bit more forgiving and encourage risk. Make it more actiony and encourage it to be more actiony. Don't get me wrong, like I said, you can do actiony things. It's not like these not having them prevents you from doing actiony things. It's just the risks should you fail, because in base Galactic Requiem, we treat everybody as a person. There's nothing the NPCs don't have. I mean, don't have that you don't have, basically. They can get heroic surge. They have action dice. They basically have everything you have. They are people. We simulate a universe. They are people. They can do everything you can do. And you can do everything they can do. So it's very much, well, equal footing. And if you understand, that generally means things get real risky. Because if your enemies can do what you can do, and you can do what they can do, well, you're both on even ground. And when you're uneven, I mean, look at where we are. There are 4 enemies left. 4 enemies. Yes, what benefits do we have that they don't have? Heavier armor. But it's still 4-1. They have action dice, we have action dice. We are slightly higher level than them because they're average. So we believe in levels being related to. It's a system I've always hated. I've always hated levels because they don't represent life. I don't like having, oh, well, this guy's a very important politician, right? He's a very important politician. But since your party is level 1, he's level 1. It doesn't make sense from a world perspective. So we have sort of like tiers. Of course, in a campaign, like if I'm throwing things at a player, I will balance it to the player. In a sense of, yes, there will be people equal to their levels. Don't get me wrong, there will always be people equal to their levels. But if I'm giving you an encounter, I will try and balance the encounter to a sense that there's always an option of success, several options of success. Now, if you decide to go out of your way and like, I'm going to attack the military base, I'm level 4, then no, you can, don't get me wrong, we're not going to hold any punches. No punches will be held if you, as a player, go, I want to attack the military base alone as a level 4. We're not going to scale that to you. No, you're in bad shape. Now, if I give you a mission that's like, hey, here's part of your campaign story, attack the military base, I'll make it possible to succeed. However, there are going to be missions in which you are offered that are just things you probably shouldn't do. For instance, like if somebody comes up to you with a contract saying, hey, let's attack the military base, and you're a single level 4 person, maybe don't take that contract. I mean, don't take level into account, really, but consider you're an average person. They want you to attack a military base? What's the plan here? You alone? No, just refuse that contract. Don't be dumb. But like, you get what I'm saying? There are contracts and missions and just events in game you should avoid or not take. But if I'm providing you something, I'll usually provide an option or an out or a way of success, you know? Anyway, other than that, um, so basically, we're very harsh in how we run the game, in a sense of simulating the universe the way it should be. If you're a person, you're going to be able to achieve what a person can achieve. Of course, being a really good, skilled person, being heavily augmented, or being a caster, or having any. There are ways to make life easier, you know? You can do all sorts of cool stuff, but there's always risk. So the question, basically, all this is to say, I'm wondering if we should use the heroic rune system or the outside assistance system, which actually I believe we can use one of the outside assistance systems. Mm-hmm. So we do technically have the ability to tap into arcane and or psionic fields for a boost, but that's just a outside assistance boost, technically speaking. We don't have the ability to use divine assistance, and theoretically we could use eldritch assistance, but that's just no. First off, we don't have the knowledge to achieve that. Second off, the prices are far too high to even ever consider using that. Um, Heroic runes we could use pretty much for free. Like we'd have to enable the system, but it would let us act a bit more risky. The reason I'm considering using it, we are playing solo. We are playing solo. Don't get me wrong. Um, you can play solo without such things. We have up to this point. You can very easily play solo without such things, but it makes encounters, to be fair, it does make encounters harder. We can always just get NPCs on our sides. Don't get me wrong. Living universe and all that. We can hire people to help us. We can make in-game friends, get all sorts of contacts, run with a team. These are all options. We have a team technically. They're not like our personal team. They're hired for the same overall mission as us. But those are options that could even the battle. But if we're like singularly alone, like, should we use such systems? These are the questions we have to ask. What other things are there? Oh yes, the world action dice bonuses. That's what they're called. Campaign qualities. There are a bunch of those that we can use that a lot of them also affect NPCs. Some of them only affect plans, but they can add a bunch of basically fields, moods, types, modifications to the campaign. For instance, we could just say, let's make everything terrible and use bleak and make it so no action dice ever explode because pain. Although that would affect enemies too, but you know. Or bloodbath, which is every natural threat of an attack. Basically, if you roll within a weapon's crit range, it's an automatic crit. You have to actually spend action dice to not crit, as opposed to spending action dice to crit. So there's that option, which is always fun. Every time I mean, this again applies to everybody. Then there's like tense no taking 10 because pain. Violent, which is every critical chance is increased by 2. So if your weapon usually crits on a 20, it now crits on an 18 to 20. If your weapon crits on an 18 to 20, it then crits on a 16 to 20. And then apply that with Bloodbath, and then people just start dropping, you know? Um, ah. Then there's a bunch that basically give you free action dice. All characters can take a full round action to regain action dice. If you have any special abilities that decrease it, you can get them for as quick as it goes down, all the way down to a free action. Cakewalk, +5 on skill checks. Walk it off. Ignore con injuries and massive damage. Heroic defense, which is the same as that, but it's only for players and not for everybody. And just a bunch of fun stuff like that. Oh yeah, action dice cap increase, which basically makes it 2 per 3 levels, basically doubling the amount of action dice you can have, which is also nice. Then there's a bunch that are just like combat modifiers, ones that encourage melee combat, ones that encourage ranged combat, all sorts of fun stuff like that. So, the question, I suppose, like I said, is do we want to activate any of those? Because the bot really can't. That's something that's up to us to figure out. Because we didn't install a system for the bot to do that. I'm half tied. I'm not sure. That's the thing. I'm not sure I want to activate any such things. Because, in a sense, it feels like... Well, I like having reason. But it also feels like easy mode? Question mark? I don't know. To be fair, it's not archived here, unfortunately. But if you know of our previous character in our solo campaign, if you know about our previous character, I say, I don't want to activate these, it's easy mode. Our previous solo character just got obliterated, like constantly obliterated. Gets in a gunfight, gets shot, drops. Gets in a gunfight, gets shot, drops. Just constantly obliterated at every turn. Every single turn. So, you know, like... Anyway. Let's see. You know what? Because it's fun. Because it's a fun little system that I so rarely get to use. Let's use the heroic rune system. Just because it's fun and I rarely get to use it. Okay. It'll also give us a bit of benefit in things, you know? And I suppose, well, we are bound by rules in Galactic Requiem. I am very based on rules and lore, I very much don't break these things for the most part. Now, technically, there is no. See, outside assistance has rules, there's reasons for it. World qualities, campaign qualities, are more feelings of a campaign. There's no real quantifiable way to explain those, I suppose, in lore. Outside assistance, easy. That's literally just outside assistance, like eldritch entities helping you, or deities helping you, or in the case of arcane psionic tapping, it's you personally tapping into arcane and or sonic energy fields to gain a boost. There's lore behind that. Like it fits into the universe in a sense, as most things do. Action dice are luck and and pushing yourself. Action dice are purely just like luck, pushing yourself, and things going in your favor. And NPCs can do it too. It's very much that kind of thing. World qualities a bit harder to explain. There's not really any lore way that that happens, I suppose. I suppose it's just the way things are going. It's hard to explain that one. And heroic runes, really hard to explain. No real lore thing for them. I just had an idea, honestly. For heroic runes, I was like, I had this book and it had these things in it. And I'm like, these are neat. I want to do some high sort of power level actiony stuff. I wonder if I can make these work. And then I did and made the system. So there's not really a universe explanation for them. So we need, we're contractually obligated to have some sort of explanation. Because the other ones, world qualities, are more, well, they're just things that are happening. Like, you're lucky this day. They're sort of outside campaign effects, you know? They're things that affect everybody. Like I said, they're things that affect everybody. And they're very much outside of everybody crits on a thing. Things are more deadly. Things are, you can regain your action dice. You're extra lucky. They're just sort of outside little theme effects, you know? While heroic runes are indeed a thing. So I suppose our explanation here is all just, if you know, I am in front of a, well, reality altering device. As you may know, the device we broadcast from is a rather advanced multidimensional device. This is not something new. This has been stated many times before. It's how we broadcast to all of you. It's how we do this dimensional communication. And it's probably not archived, but there was a huge lore explanation and thing about it all way back when I started. So, it's within the rules and law. As for what we're going to do, we're going to use it to benefit the mercenary Juliana Aldous. Why? Because she's the random mercenary we chose to watch. Well, I chose to watch and show to all of you. So we might as well give her some sort of benefit for being our entertainment. It's only fair. So we'll use this device to alter fate, to alter reality, to give Juliana Aldous this benefit. Yes. So, without further ado, Let's throw in some heroic runes. Let's also go over quickly how they work, because it's kind of hard to throw them in without explaining them, you know? Let's hope I clicked on the right map. I did not. Nope. This one. Yep. Okay. I'm not sure why we're switching back here. We could have done it in the other screen. But here we are. So, there we go. We probably don't even need heroic runes. I mean, we're winning. It's not like we're in danger. But I'm giving them because, well, it'll make life more interesting. You know? So, first things first. Let me remember how it works. Here we are. So, you and all this, and anybody who has them, can carry 3 shards. We are going to give 1 shard for free, as you can always gain 1 base shard if you have none. Let's see. Does Yulian Aldous have a chosen specialty? So I suppose we should start with the very basics. Assuming I can swap between things without getting lost. There we go. Let's zoom in so it's actually easier to see. Power 1, which goes all the way up to 10, I believe. Let's read. That's somewhat important to do. Yep, power ratings from tier 1 to 10. Tag. What? Tag? This we don't get to decide. I don't believe. Yeah, we don't get to decide the tag. We just roll a d10. Seven. Skull. Well, that's definitely not. That is definitely not foreboding in any way, shape, or form. I think that's the right word, foreboding. And lastly, the one we theoretically get to pick, at least because it's our first rune shot, the element. Air, earth, fire, or water. They each have benefits and penalties. Well, they each have benefits more so. I'm thinking fire or earth. So combat or defense. Do you want combat or do you want defense? This is, I suppose, a relatively important choice, isn't it? Because this will be our base. Basically, what Juliana Aldous specializes in. The other two, by the way, I know I said fire is combat and earth is defense. More so, fire is combat, destruction, energy, and aggression. Earth is defense, health, determination, and survival. Air is movement, social exploration, and curiosity. And water is intelligence, knowledge, adaptability, and eloquence. They each provide bonuses on rolls when you use the shard. Then the shard disappears. So which one do we want to permanently sort of specialize in? Defense is good. We can use it for literally health, defense, anything involving such things. But also, we can use fire for casting. Except for casting like shield, but we can gain casting points with it. Fire. You learn all this. Her goal is revenge, is it not? Her goal's revenge, and that translates to fire real well. Okay. And we can have a total of 3. But the other ones are not generated yet. And we're not going to generate them. You literally gain them when you do things. If you do something related, you gain a shard. Up to 3. Let's see. Let me double check that. You can only activate 1 around. It's a free action. You can use it at any time. However, the power of a shard is 2 higher if you use it before you make a roll, while it's at base if you use it after a roll. Once you use a shard, it's burnt, it's gone. You have to regain a new one. You can always choose to gain 1 base shard if you have none. It is at power 1, and it takes a full round. The gain shard can be random, but can always be of your chosen specialty, in this case, fire. Shards increase power at using an action related to the shard in a worthy way, usually in a very actiony or risky way. Multiple shards can be upgraded with 1 action. That might change, I'm not sure about that one, rule-wise, but that's what it says. You can gain a shard in the same way you upgrade a shard, by taking a dramatic or risky action. The shard gained is random, and you may only gain 1 shard per dramatic or risky action. And they range from tier 1 to 10. So, by the way, with Skull, that means we can use and or upgrade the shard in situations. When I say use, I mean, so fire means we can use the shard to gain an upgrade in combat, destruction, energy, or aggression-based actions for the most part. While Skull means that, and by doing those types of things, we can gain upgrades to the shard. With Skull, we can use the shard to gain a bonus on things involving impending loss. And or we can upgrade the shard when taking dramatic or risky actions involving impending loss. Which is actually pretty neat that we rolled that one, because if we ever get in a bad situation, but like I say that, but let's be honest, we're probably going to activate the shard far before we get to use it in a skull-based situation. Well, probably. I'm not sure. When you use a shard, it's gone. You have to regain it, and it'll be random. Anyway, let's let's do this. And we'll give that one for free without taking a full round action because it's the starting shard that you learn all this will have. Like I said, you know how I said you upgrade them by taking risky actions related to such things? That's why it encourages more risky play and actions. If you like, I shoot at the guy, like you're not going to get an upgrade to your shard, even if it's a combat shard. If you go like, I want to do this dramatic thing that involves attacking, then you're going to get an upgrade to your shard. You know? But I think it's like a fun little system that gives you neat benefits to action. Let's see. So we're being flanked. We're opening fire at that guy. He's taken a hit. He's not in good shape. They were turning fire, and if I recall, they missed. What is our energy looking like? Hmm. Where is it? There. We have 3 out of 7 energy points, 2 out of 3 action die, and 2 favor. Hmm. We did see one person run across to head north. Let's. What are the ranges? 175, 250, 255, and they're in cover. Well, let's stop exchanging bullets here. In fact, let's be a little risky. I'm pretty sure our heavy armor can handle it. 5-foot step. We couldn't make it, even if we wanted. Pretty sure that would put us in cover, though, from them. Yeah, let's, no, 120 because of the 5-foot step already. Five-foot step, free action. Do you want to know what free action we're going to use? I forgot what it was called, which is why I went silent after. Surge. DC 10 at minimum. Okay, we'll use Surge. And I believe that's going to be at plus 12. Let's roll the d20 first. 14. 14. Um, plus arcane 12 and -5 to difficulty. So 26. But we can't do that, we'll run out of mana. So let's do a little bit of math. Sure. So that becomes 10. That becomes 20. That becomes 25. No, that becomes 20. That becomes 10, 15, 20. I'm looking at the wrong section. It only goes there. So 15. So that's going to be 3. All of our things plus 30 feet. Okay. There goes all of our casting to 0. 30 feet increase. So now we go 240. We didn't even need that much, but I decided to just not do the math, so it's fine. Actually, let's do a little bit more math. My apologies. Okay, so we can't charge him. But we can run up into melee. We could even just move to there and take an action. No. We will charge straight at this individual. We will, Yelena Aldis will channel arcane energy into her own limbs, turn the corner, and just run with inhuman speed towards the target. Out of curiosity, how fast is she going? "27 miles per hour." So, yes, very, very, very fast. Oh, she is shaken, though. I forget what that was from. I should really make better notes, honestly. That is my new goal, to take better notes. Okay, that brings it to the enemy's turns, because that would be Yulianalis' full turn. Also, she's going to take a minus thing to defense. I suppose she'll stop. No, she has to stop there. Well, she doesn't have to, but provoking attacks of opportunity and all that. This person will probably let out a panic. They're now in melee. They will attempt to melee. I suppose I should use the dice roller. Hmm. 18 plus 7. 25. That's a hit. I'm 90% sure. I'd be surprised if it isn't. Then again, heavy combat armor. 26. But I'm pretty sure it's a hit anyway. What are the rules for that? Because I know we take a debuff for sprinting. Mm-hmm. Where is Ren? Sometimes I try and note the important things to look up easily, but sometimes I forget to note them down. That's why we have an index section, but still. As it's a custom document, the index section isn't necessarily the most complete. No dex +2 against ranged. So that is going to be 23. So that is definitely a hit. You learn all this is hit in melee. That's going to be a d6 plus strength. What is the individual's strength? They might not even pen the armor. Strength of 3. So it's practically impossible for them to succeed. They will do non-lethal damage at worst. Two, three, four, five. So that is 1 point of non-lethal damage. If we're using the complex system. There's an option that just ignores that part of the rules because it's added extra work, but sometimes it's fun to use. So 1 non-lethal. As she is smacked with the butt of a gun as she charges forward. Luckily, armored plating, solid armored plating, prevents any sort of severe shocks from that. That also, the enemies will be taking a penalty if they wish to shoot for firing into melee. I suppose this guy will head back as fast as possible. Barely line of sight. You can pick 35. Yeah, that's line of sight. But he'd be taking a penalty for shooting. Does he risk it? He'll take a half action to aim and end his turn. This guy will hold position and fix his weapon. That brings it all the way back to, well, this guy does get another half action. I suppose he will try and point blank open fire at penalty. Well, let's see if it's at penalty. Is Julian Aldous? Yep, combat martial arts. So he's doing it at penalty. I don't believe he has combat martial arts. No. So yes, it is at penalty. $15 plus 7. 22. Julian Aldous would have what? 23 plus 2. 25, and then a penalty. Okay, so yes, that is a miss. As he tries to bring his gun up and fire. Julian Aldous basically sort of shoves her arm forward and elbows the gun down as he tries to fire, and he misses. As she is now in melee range. Now it's Julian Aldous' turn. Speaking of, did we ever buy that melee weapon? We did. We have an advanced war pick. It's time to do a little bit of violence. We're not as good at melee violence, but it's worth a shot. We will grab our war pick and start swinging. So this is going to be at +8, unless there's something I'm missing. Do we have the other ability? No. Okay, so yes, no benefits, just standard attack. So whatever this is, +8. This individual is going to use their action die to force that to be a critical failure. Yes. There's a reason we just gave the heroic runes. Because single character violence can end so poorly. So poorly. Melee. Your clumsy antics allow your opponent an attack of opportunity. So, unfortunately, Yuliana Aldous takes quite slow, unfortunately so, but quite slow time, fumbling to put her rifle away and draw the war pick, thus allowing the individual an attack. Of 6. So it's a miss. But basically, Yuliana Aldous runs over, shoulders her rifle, well, shoves his rifle down. First off, runs over there, takes a rifle butt to the chest plate. It sort of glances off. The individual tries to lower the rifle to let out some shots. Yuliana Aldous elbows it down. The shot hits the ground, and then Yuliana Aldous basically tosses her slung rifle over her shoulder and reaches down, fumbles for the war pick. The individual then tries to hit Yuliana Aldous across the face, missing again, as they just sort of fumble at each other. Okay, that brings it to their turn. That was unfortunate. I suppose since this individual has aimed, they will take the shot. They will single shot, not burst, because the risk of hitting their allies are high if they do a burst. So single shot. 15 plus 7, not enough. Especially if in melee, well, plus an additional 2. So still not enough if they don't want to hit their allies. Unfortunately, with that number, they don't have a choice. They just miss. Do that? Yeah. Yeah, they just miss. Well, more so they probably hit you and all this, and it hits the plate just in a place that it just deflects, bonks slightly. After firing, the individual will approach even closer. This individual will hold position. They're sort of, things are going south over there. Question dice. Will this person maintain their position or try and help out in the conflict going on up there? Because they kind of need to keep control of the situation. There are 3 people there, though, so it looks handled. Will they maintain their location? 10 and 9. Yes, they will maintain their location. As much as they want to help, they believe their allies have it under control, and they're going to basically keep watch of the whole situation, in case things go extra south. I mean, there's still combat going on in here with their other team, and there's a lot going on. I suppose this guy will also move in. I don't think he moved in this turn. Let's check. Yeah, he was there. So he will basically move in this turn. And he can attempt a charge attack. So he will. He will charge with intent to tackle. With a roll of a 12. Plus 7. That's a hit. Now it is an opposed check. He Does he have athletics? Yes. He will roll an athletics to boost his check. 8. Okay, what's the rules on this? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Assuming this ever loads. Here we are. No bonus. 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. Plus 1 to check per 5 points above 10. So, no bonus. Now our turn. Let us roll 10. Plus what? 10 plus 2 for a total of 12 plus 9. That's 21, so that's going to be a plus 2. Okay. His strength check is 18. Ours is 4. So his total is 21. Ours is 4 plus 2 for a total of 6 plus our strength. Eight. He wins. Probably did that in the wrong order, given how bad we rolled. But, you know, it happens. Oh. Genuinely one step I forgot. Genuinely one step I forgot. Let me double check one quick thing. I believe we get an attack of opportunity. Yes. Because we have combat martial arts and they don't. So we do get one attack of opportunity. It's not going to change the end result unless we instantly kill this person with one hit. 14 plus 8. For a total of 22 versus 20. So we do hit with our attack of opportunity. And we are going to do how much damage? Where's our pick? 2d10. Two d10s. 8 plus 2 for strength, for a total of 10 damage. 1 subtracted from DR, for a total of 9 damage. He decides he wants to try and tackle us. He runs forward and takes a pick to the side. We go down, but he's probably also going to be in a way. Yeah, that's over half of his constitution, so he's going to take a wound. Since we stated to his side, it's going to be to his torso. So -2 to his torso. Actually, let's roll. It's funner that way. I like fun. That's a D20. Okay. Torso. Although we do get to roll a D10. On a 10, we might hit him somewhere super special. 3. We don't get a special hit. By the way, the super special hit to the torso, if we roll a 10, could be a hit to the vitals or a hit to the heart. There's these super low chances a hit to the heart, but that would have just ended everything. So no, he's just going to take a -2 on our torso-based actions. He's going to drop that to a -1 by spending -1 action die. As he just takes a pick to the side, penetrating his armor, doing damage. I believe. There's no special. A bonus on trips, but we're not making a trip attack, so yeah, no special. Okay. So he gasps as he lunges forward. Unfortunately, it's not enough to stop him as Yelena Aldous also hits the ground. I mean, we would in this case, once again, order of operations incorrect. He would have taken a -1 on his check. But given our super low roll, doesn't matter. So we go down. He goes down. We're both prone. As he tackles you, Lena Aldous. Not ideal. 2 of them are severely injured, though. One of them's taken 11 damage, one of them's taken 9 damage. Both of them are taking a -1 on torso, so everything. This guy's not injured, but ooh, this could go real bad for us. Okay, let's figure out how we're going to solve this. I suppose a quick question. Was charging, I'd say charging in there is bold enough to get us a +1 increase on our shard. Okay. Let's, it's our turn, isn't it? He fired and missed. No, because the other one of them, this guy still has his actions, I'm pretty sure. So he will He's standing there. His buddy just tackles the individual. He will attempt to disarm. He will attempt a disarm. There was our dice roller. A 9 versus a 5. 12 versus 7. This is a case in which we will roll to see if we can't do it. We could get a 9. He has a 12. No, it's not worth it. There's no way we'd succeed. Oh, we could roll a 20. That'd give us a plus 1, 2, 3. Which would bring us to a 10, still versus a 12. Yeah, not worth it. Oh, we do have to see whether he succeeds at grabbing. 7. Plus. What? 7 plus 7. 14. What is our minus 2? No, minus 4. 19. So I think he hits and succeeds. Due to the fact that we're prone. What is R to touch? Yeah, he definitely succeeds. So he basically, quite quickly, well, which one is he going to do? He's in melee. He's going to kick the pick away. He's going to steal the pick. And he will have it in his hands, I suppose. So yeah, now he has the war pick. As you learn, all this is disarmed. This is going south. I suppose it is Aldous' move now. Yeah. Oh no, he gets one of the move, doesn't he? So I suppose he'll attempt to disarm the gun too. This is at a minus 5. 13. That's a hit. Now it's an opposed strength. 6 versus 11. 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. So he is unable to wrench the gun from Juliana Aldous. It is Juliana Aldous' turn. Given that she doesn't have a pick and only has a gun left. Many guns left, actually. What kind of guns do we actually have? And what's in them? "20 shots in a laser rifle, a pistol, and 11 shots in a 12-gauge automatic. But we don't have AP loaded. So we'll fire a burst. Juliana Aldous will swing around her assault rifle, fire a 10-round area A 20-round area attack. We're just going to spray. We're going to spray the area of 10-foot block, basically. We are spraying everything in this area. So this person takes the pick and tries to reach for the assault rifle. Yelena Aldis swings the assault rifle around in time and just pulls it from the individual and lets out as many rounds as possible, just holding the trigger down and moving it between the two of them. That is a special action allowed within the rules. Let's go to our quick combat charts. Because there's area attack, then there's a special area attack, and I forget how the special area attack goes. Let's see. 10 shots. As many attacks as it takes to fire 40, so we can fire all 20, yeah? Each attack beyond the first is a -10, without the feats. We have advanced firearm proficiency, so it's going to be a -8 after the first attack. So, let's roll those dice. First attack. 19. I'm going to make quick notes. Second attack. 1. Pain. The other guy will use 1 action die to cause that to be a critical failure for the second attack. Second attack just absolutely is going to miss. And we need to resolve the first attack. They can... Let's check. What are the rules? It's made against AC. The result is above 10. So they're both just going to take full damage. They have no way of dodging. So that is going to be 2d10, I believe. Let's double check. Yep, that's going to be 2d10. Plus 0. $13 damage to the both of them. No armor. $22. He dies. As Yelena Aldis levels the gun and just sprays the both of them, one of them immediately just drops. Well, he's already laying on the floor, but he stops moving. The other one also dies, because 13 plus 11 is more than his health. So 20 rounds just rip out. The first ones drop the 2. I suppose that means that's not a confirmed critical failure. because he can't spend his action die on the second attack because he's already dead after the first. So I guess he keeps his action die, and we simply miss. Unless this guy wishes to use... He will. Because he likes causing pain. So he will use his action die to force that to be a critical failure, because we will not escape this critical failure. Let's see. Nope. Here we go. Very, absolutely, genuinely unlucky for him. If it was any other roll, an effect would happen. He rolled the one number that genuinely says no critical effects. That is a 1 in 10 chance. Okay, looks like we will avoid that attack. So we simply absolutely miss our second attack. And that is our full action. It is his move. I suppose his buddy, seeing his allies die, he can't really see it, but he does hear that things are going south, and his buddy will probably relay over comms because they are net connected. So yeah, no, he knows just how south things are going. He will rush over at that point. Yeah, he will run over. But that is his turn. It's not his turn, so he will simply let out one 10-round burst and then reload. No, one 20-round burst and then reload. That is a burst to hit, by the way, which gets a benefit because, well, no, takes a penalty because we're prone. He rolls a 2. He misses. He sort of panics and just sprays the area, hitting nothing. It is our move. Quick reload. Oh, assuming I can click the right stuff. Quick reload. 40 more rounds in the gun. We will burst to damage the person right in front of us. 20-round burst, that is. Come on, please. Stop rolling low. 13. Plus 11, I want to say. Yep, no, plus 10. So 23. That's a hit, plus the burst to hit bonus. And we have the feat. Oh, assuming I don't open the wrong thing here. So that is going to be 5 damage. 2d10 plus 5. We'll add the 5 ourselves. 20. And he gets no armor. What is his health? He actually needs to save a die, but I'm pretty sure he dies anyway. Yeah, health 20. He drops exactly to 0 if he does not succeed this roll. 17. So he doesn't instantly die, but he basically will fall to the ground gasping for air. He's not going to die unless we hit him again, but I don't think he's in any way, shape, or form capable of engaging in anything, as he has a -4, unless he spends an action die, which he will. He has 0 to 20 HP, -1 action die, -3 to... That is a roll of 3. Right leg, -3 to the right leg. As a lot of the burst comes up from aiming down at this final guy and just rips his right leg to shreds and hits several hits to his torso as he drops. Yelena Aldis will spin around, aim at this person, basically laying on her back at this point, and just sort of let out a 20-round burst to hit. Because we'd be taking -5. 7 plus 10. -5 plus come on, load. 5. No, plus 6 because of our feet. Brings it to 18. What is his AC? Because this one looks exceptionally close. His AC is 15 without armor. He gets a... So yeah, no, that is a hit because of the armor pierce. Okay. So that is a hit. I'm glad we're using armor-piercing ammo. We've just wasted a bunch of money on it, but let's roll damage. 16, but it's a less damage because it's a burst to hit. Because we just spraying the area with 20 rounds, hoping to get a hit for +3. So 19. He needs to save a die because that's above his con. Six. He does not succeed, and he does not have the action die to remove it because he spent 1 action die forcing that crit fail. He immediately drops to negative HP. Also, he would be at 1 HP if he did succeed. So, either way, he also would have taken a -4 wound, which he could have reduced to 1. So -3 wound somewhere. But basically, the burst catches him and he drops. That ends combat for the moment. Yelena Aldis will stand up and quick reload. Okay. And quick reload back to 40s. We'll just go 3 empty. 2 magazines left. There. Good stuff. And it is about time for me to go and make some coffee. So we'll call it short today, but we'll get more into action and all that next time. Let's award some experience. $13, which brings us to 80. There we go. Next time we'll try and run for longer and get more into other things. But for now, we will call it here. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed. As always, I've been your host, Casimir Basilius, and I hope that you, yes, you, have a wonderful day. Oh, I suppose I should also state, next time, probably, maybe, is going to be Arma with a bunch of other people tomorrow. Maybe. And then on Tuesday, we might have news. And Wednesday will be World Building Wednesday as always. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed. And as I said, I've been Casimir Basilius, and I hope you have a wonderful day.